Welcome back to the Wasteland server. The players have been building, battling and constructing over the past 3 weeks, and now it's time to see what they've created. So the first base we're looking at today is RSA, and RSA have started things off with a really nice scrap wall around the perimeter. Of course, this keeps other players out and keeps the rotor heads out as well. The detailing on the scrap wall is really nice. You can see they've used a combination of 3 types of blocks. We've got different types of rust, and then we've got the steel, and we've also got these lovely little neon strips in area, just adding that little extra detail to things, and it really makes it pop. That wall, of course, stretches around the perimeter, all around this side, complete with a little jump ramp so they can launch rovers out over the wall. Nice little feature. And like all walls, this wall is also incomplete. So you can see over on this side that there is no wall. But we've got 2 large rovers from RSA here. You can see that they've got this really nice interlevered wheel system underneath to keep it as as long as possible. Very cool. They've got the missiles and a little bit of like a cow, is it a cow trap they call it, where it can kind of scoop up or hit other rovers if they happen to get in the way. We've got missile launchers, artillery cannons, all in the front bow. A great little combination. Of course, we've got a variety of turrets. Now, what's also cool about this rover is it has this open sort of pickup like deck where they can transport other rovers into the battle area. A really cool little feature, and then it's protected with solar panels on either side. Not the best protection. Coming over here though, we actually have the inner workings of one of their turrets. So this turret looks like it's still being rebuilt or reconstructed, but you can see it has 2 welders to keep it alive. And over on this side we have got one of their completed turrets, and these guys do take a beating unless you fire a round straight down the middle in here, and that can cause a bit of a mess. Now, moving up onto this pedestal, we've got a little bit of a scrap city that kind of adds to the effect of this place. Once again, with the cool combination of blocks, making it look very rusty and weathered, like any wasteland settlement would be. Now, the majority of these buildings are empty. I guess they're more of a prop purpose, but some of them do have some production and some cargo bits inside them, as you can see there. But let's continue on. Also, a little note on the cool little crane that rotates around on a timer block. So we've now arrived back at the RAB base, and you're probably wondering, where's that giant gargoyle gone from on top? Well, it was actually taken by some players. There was a massive battle here. You can see there's tons of craters, loads of craters all over the place. Yes, there was a giant battle in progress, and as you can see that the RAB base took a bit of damage. Amazingly though, they did come back and start rebuilding and fixing up some of their grids ready for combat. You can see they've already been producing like mad. Now, they've got some other cool combat grids here. Check this one out. This is really nice. It's got these little small grids on the side here as added details onto this transport rover, complete with a dock here at the rear where they can load up more of their rovers. They've got this larger combat grid that I believe we saw before, and we've got this mobile fortress here with a turret on top. And I've got some battle footage of this that you'll be seeing very shortly in another video. Very, very cool indeed. Let's have a look at some of their smaller rovers as well while we're at it. So we've got these smaller combat grids ready to quickly deploy, complete with some artillery turrets on top for some quick, accurate and deadly firepower. Now, coming in here through the entrance, we have 2 hangars on either side, just like before, and you can see they've started to fill out the grids in here once again with some more combat grids, all having this really nice style and paint scheme matching up between them. Really cool idea, and you can see that they've got some more combat grids going over here as well. So a real good bounce back from what would be a giant attack on this outpost. Let's continue on. So now we've arrived at the HGI base, and as you can see, they've got a giant ramp that leads up to this plateau where their base is. There's some cool creations here, but you can see what is quite nice is they've got this little bollard with a turret on to stop people from just rushing up and trying to take the base. Really cool little idea. We've got garages over here. We have got a rovered transformer here. We saw this one before. Do you remember the flying one in the Gulf server? This one has been turned into a tank. Very nice indeed. Gatling gun head that moves and rotates. A little land radiator here in ultramarine camo. We've got a rover that looks like it's being worked on or attempted to dock, and then we've got this hangar over here. We've got the combat school bus with some very cool little features. It's got a exploding warhead sort of ramming bar. I wonder how effective that would be. We've obviously got a warthog over here as well from Halo. Very nice. And then we've got another Halo creation, a Halo tank here as well, that's waiting for its turret to be dropped in and finished off production. So now we've arrived at LGG's base, Loot Goblin's base, and yes, that is a giant billboard of Pepe the Frog, and it shocked me too, and it's even more shocking that you can see the thing from miles and miles around, and if you're coming to attack this place, it might make for quite a good target, perhaps. Loot Goblin, of course, likes to focus on his PvP, and he's picked a location that is very hard, I would say almost impossible to get to. Since rovers can't jump in combat, it means that if there is a battle going on, rovers are going to have to try and scale up the side of this arena to get up, access and destroy this base. You can see there's a little bit of a jump ramp there, or well, I think it's more of a 3D printer, but it could be a jump ramp where they'd launch rovers off the side. But I think more realistically, Loot probably launches rovers off anywhere he wants, and that's why he's built these little plateaus on the side, as well as making it difficult for rovers to get up. Having a look at Loot's rovers, they are very PvP focused. You can see they are literally a ball of armor, turrets, welders and wheels built in the best combination possible to survive as long as possible. Coming inside here, we've got the same again. We've got these lovely little baguettes. You can see that they've got the weapons built deep within inside them to last as long as possible. That's what survival's all about in some cases, lasting as long as possible. I personally like the pretty grids. I think this is actually the prettiest grid here. But, you know, each player to their own. Lovely little truck, and I think that truck's been used to pull these things out the printer. Anyway, that's Loot Goblin's base, so let's continue on. So now we've arrived at G's base, and you guys wanted a bit of an update on this mortal engine after I showed it in one of the shorts the other week. And yes, G has managed to work out some of the kinks with the wheels, but still it likes to rip itself apart every now and then. G's also started working on a new grid over here that's quite nice. It looks like part of a ship. So you can see the ship itself has got some little stug like tanks in here with a railgun. Really cute, really fun design, something a bit different. And then over here we've got these tanks with a turret railgun automated. Quite a functional looking tank, and from what I've seen performance wise, it did perform quite well for a turreted tank that sometimes perform great, sometimes really struggle. So coming over here, we've just got his production over there at the back. And there we have it, two amazing designs from G. So now we're heading over to DKC, and this is just going to be a quick one. This one's by Malric. And Malric's just decided to build himself this really cool ocean liner as a base and outpost. And you can see it's been cut in half, perhaps by some sort of tidal wave. Oh god, we're getting a bit of lag as we're going inside here. We've got these cool, stealthy looking rust tanks that almost float across the desert floor. And then we've got some armoured cars over here as well. We've also got a mining grid. Of course, Malric's been helping us with a lot of admin activities, so not had a load of time, but I definitely think that ocean liner is something to look at. Really cool indeed. So now we're over at GDE and have a look at this mammoth tank. Isn't that great fun? Look at that giant turret. Have we actually got stuff down here? Oh yes, we've got two artillery cannons in the turret itself. Wow. That is really cool. It's just something you don't often see in Space Engineer, a giant tank of that size. Let's have a look at what wheels we've got going on here. So we've got wheels behind an armoured skirt, and I'm guessing we're going to have some welder systems, also some down-facing wheels to stop it from bottoming out. That is going to be a very interesting creation when it comes to the battlefield. Now, GDE have also been working on these mortar tanks that I think are fascinating as well. I've got some footage of them in a battle that I'll show you at a later date. Oh, this is not a mortar tank. This must be one of the other variants. So these are like these little beetles designs. Have they got any mortar tanks here at the moment? Oh no, they don't. They must have been used up in the battle or something. So coming over here, they've got a basic sort of plunge drill ship. Over this side, a little bit of a printer, and look what's here. What's the stand say? Borrowed by RAB. Lovely. And this cool little desert fortress. It's very nice down here. When you come inside here, you've got these little hallways. We've got a rover upside down there. Clean that up. We've got another one upside down here. Well, that's not doing too well on its roof like that. But still, a really cool little compound. Lots of rovers on the roof here. We're going to have to have a look at this place, guys, and do some tidying up. This is one of these little cool tanks with the slat armor on the side here as well. Very, very cool. Let's continue on. Okay, so we've arrived now at the NBS base, and you can see NBS is still working a little bit on their walls. I think they've been focusing more on getting production going, to be honest. So you can see they've actually got some battle damage rover. Projector left on here, guys. Not good. Not good at all. But you can see they've got some battle damage rovers from a skirmish that probably happened either last night or a few nights ago. We've got their plunge miner. We've got this large grid that I've seen do some serious artillery firepower. What's this going on around the side here? Look at this truck. Oh, it's like a little carrier truck with something on the back. That's a really nice, cute design. I like that. And then we have got, of course, production, probably in this big armoured box, as we saw last time. And then we have got something else going on down here. Is this a little hangar bay or a little print hangar bay? What are these? Oh, look at these tanks. These are cute, aren't they? Very fun indeed. What's this? We've got a drill, and then we've got another low sort of tank, and then we've got a gantry crane printer over here as well. There's definitely some fun ways that players have been printing this season. Anyway, let's continue on. So we're now stopping by RSB. So this is Cajun's little hilltop outpost. It's quite cool. It looks like maybe these are some sort of defences, some sort of towers. I'm not too sure if they're fully completed just yet, but Cajun has been quite busy helping us moderate as well. We've got a miner there. We've got ourselves a little bus here. What's this place? Old Fisherman's Pub. We've got a pub. Occasionally loves to build these little settlements. I think they're always so cute when we're touring around them. They're just, I don't know, it's just something very different, and you can always tell that it's a Cajun style thing. That is cool. I like it when players have their own sort of style. We've got them steam tanks. So you remember one of these was painted up in the Road to Head colours when he was fighting for us. And this is, of course, its tan paint scheme. And they've got this little vehicle here as well. Look at this radiator. Come on. That is cool. And coming down the main street, we've got the main castle. We've got like an anti-aircraft truck, a transport truck, and a cargo truck over there. Fun and cool. Oh, I think that's like a little weldy truck to weld up all the floors. Very fun indeed. And then we have the castle guarded by some space engineers. What's going on inside here? Oh, so a giant throne room, I'm guessing. Yeah, it's a giant throne room. Oh, occasionally, he's always building some fun things. But yeah, it's a really cool little castle that. I like the idea of that. And it would be quite hard to access. The rovers would have to wiggle themselves across that hill, or maybe come up the slope down over there. But let's continue on. So last but not least, one final base to quickly have a look at. So we're at Mop here. Now Mop have not built too much in terms of their base over there. But what I thought was really interesting was this rover that was coming along. It looks like it's quite a big chassis. It looks like 6 possible wheels, maybe more on the inside. Yeah, it looks like some slots have been built for the inside. This is going to be interesting to see if this gets completed. So it's got little catwalks and access ways, and then as it comes up into the inside here, you can see it's got this long cargo corridor. Maybe this is some sort of supply rover. Look at this engine room though. Wow, that's pretty damn cool. Anyway, I'd like to wrap that up there. Let me know in the comment section below which base you think is the best.